Righto, something different today. Going to pick up some wrecks. We'll take you along for the ride and I'll have a chat to you about some cars I was thinking about buying and why I changed my mind. So let's get into it. So I've been looking recently. I can't afford a Monaro because they're too dear now, but the BMW two doors, like the 3 Series stuff, so a E92, right? The E46 is a nice looking car, but the 92 is just, it's got that styling. There were black ones with red interior recently and I really liked them. The further I looked into it though, the less I liked the driveline. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, you could put an LS in it, but why are you going to spend 10 grand? I feel that they're at the bottom of their depreciation, so if you're going to buy one, now's the time. I do feel that they will go up in price, but do I want to work on a BMW driveline? Not really. I do have these E36 two doors I bought a while back. Now this one's an auto, right, and the one down the front there is a manual. So if I was going to put an LS in something, these are probably what I would LS and build a pretty cool BMW. All right, so, and that's the two-door E36 one. Right, they're a good car. I don't mind them. I quite like the body styling. They're a bit old school, but they're not too bad. But just when I kept looking at the reviews for the E92s, the 90 series ones, the body styling's great. The dash with the extra sat-nav thing looks good, but I just can't get there, I don't think. I'm just not that keen. So, in saying that, yeah, I'm not too sure, but I've got this 5 Series over here. We'll go pick up the wrecks now and I will have a chat to you about what I'm thinking about getting instead. So over here I've got this 5 Series one that come in. It's only a 4-door one. It's quite a nice car, but once again, so this is they're 36 and this is the E46 or 48. So this is the next model down still from the other ones I was looking at. They're a nice car. They're just, yeah, I don't know. A lot of money to buy something within my head still thinking that I'm going to put an LS in it. So I think I'll forget about the BMW stuff. Unless the prices of them keep coming down. If I find one with a blown motor with that red interior, the right colour, might buy it if it's cheap. But to spend 8 to 15 grand on one, yeah, I'm just not there. Whereas this thing is freaking awesome. We actually lifted the front up another inch because it was sniffer dogging a bit down at the front. I didn't want to lower the back any further because once I got a full car load it'll hit on the exhaust, but it's come up really well. So today, once got her indoors with us today, hello Nicole, yeah, I've got the timber to cover up the centre bit. You'll see what I do there. All our switches we bought and our leather and underlay and some contact adhesive. So anyway, we'll get into that later. Let's go out and pick up these wrecks and I'll talk to you about what I've been thinking about for a while. Righto, so that wreck removal job didn't go the way I wanted to. Well, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. When I got down there, it looks like the next door neighbours have dumped their cars on the next door's property. One of them ended up being an LS Statesman, so it's not really a wreck. So looked through the glove boxes and that, found an old rego paper, and it looks like they do belong to the next door neighbour. So I've left a letter there. I left the cars there. I didn't take them. I'm not that desperate to. I've spoken to the real estate and the owner of the block and all the rest of it. I'm well within my rights to take the cars away, but morally I'd be stealing them because I'm fairly sure that they belong to next door. So I've left a note there. We still might end up buying the LS Statesman, which would be my preferred way to get the car, but we still might end up with it. You never know. The other people may have moved out and left the cars there a long time ago and then I'll come back and take them, but at this point no wreck removal today, so back to the workshop for Jag. So mad. Alright, let's get back there and have a drive, see what's going on. Righto, what a day yesterday ended up being. Christ, it was eventful. Alright, so went out to get those wrecks and turned to a total shit fight. But yeah, alright, so but on the back of the truck right now we have the LS Statesman from yesterday. So what I'm going to do, Red Dog's Jag, there it is here. I'm going to get go put some fuel in this thing, put some air in the tyres and get over to the workshop, and I'll tell you what happened. What a nightmare. Wrecked my whole day, got bugger all done. But anyway, let's get into it. Let me tell you a story. Okay, so the reason I've been meaning to do videos, this one's going to go up soon, but anyway, okay, so yesterday I filmed saying I was going out to pick up some wrecks, and then there wasn't anything else anymore filming, because when I got out there, this car was there. So I get out there and there is a Statesman with an LS in it. It's a reasonable sort of car. It is a wreck, but it's, you know, it's together. It's not a complete wreck. Next to it was a little Laser, which was the same as my TX3, so good for parts for me for my race car. But got out there, the story was that the property had been sold and someone had left wrecks on the property and need them gone. And when I got there, if it was just two Lasers or something like that, I wouldn't have thought anything of it. But when there's an LS Commodore or Statesman there, you think something's not right here. So I loaded the Statesman up, made it to the front of the property, and I stopped and went, this isn't right. So I walked back down, I went into that car to look for old rego papers, couldn't find any. Went back down, looked in the Laser, found some rego papers. They were from 2015 and they were for the address of next door. So I went next door, knocked on the door, no one was home. I'm thinking, has someone moved out, sold the property or whatever, and just pushed these cars next door and dumped them? I'm thinking that could have been what happened. And then when I've looked up on the wall, there was like a wood carving and it said miles away, and I thought, oh, the last name on those rego papers, I'm pretty sure they were Miles. So I went back down and looked and it was. So went back to the truck, unloaded the Statesman out the front on the edge of this property, wrote a note, left it on their door. And then that threw me all day thinking, you know, like, Christ, these people are going to be pissed. I've gone into their property on the say-so of this real estate to move these cars. They're going to think I've stolen them. But I wrote this note. So it threw my whole day. I didn't get the console done on the Jag, nothing. It just, I was feeling so bad that I'd been in on someone's property, right? So then I get a phone. It was about 4:30 yesterday afternoon. I get this phone call. Oh, Ray, you're at my property today moving cars. And I said, okay, before you start yelling at me, right, just please let me explain. And she goes, no, I'm ringing to say thank you. She goes, most people would have just loaded those cars up, not made any attempt to check it. They would have just done it. But those cars are on our property, you know, and all this. And she goes, I've rang the real estate and I lost it at the real, they yelled at the real estate telling them that we've been telling you to get off our property for ages, because they've been telling people the wrong boundary. And yeah, it was just a nightmare. But in the end, they were very thankful. But I ended up buying the cars off them. So I've ended up with the Laser for parts for my little track car, the TX3, and the LS Statesman, which I've just got running now. So I ended up buying the cars anyway. And through not stealing, like, in my job, I'm in and out of people's properties all the time. They're not home. I've got to pick cars up, drop them off, and I need to be trusted to do that stuff. And yeah, I was devastated that these people had told me to go into this property to take these cars, and I was beside myself yesterday. But yeah, in the end it worked out really well. These people were just very thankful that I am honest and straight up and didn't just take the cars. They said we wouldn't have been able to find them, but I had said to Nicole yesterday when I first loaded, I said, look, I'm going to take these to the yard. I'm going to set them aside for 6 months just in case someone comes looking for them, because it doesn't feel right, this job, you know, because I do it a lot, you know. But yeah, but anyway, yeah, so the Stato is a runner. So I'm going to get this running now, test it, see what the gearbox and stuff like. This one will probably go home and get sat aside with cars at home, because it'll be a good conversion car for down the track for a LS motor and gearbox, and just put into for the restoration projects down the track. So pretty happy with myself. But yeah, so that's the story of my absolute shit fight yesterday. And it goes to show you, if you just be honest, you end up getting good deals anyway. So yeah, righto, I'm gonna get this moved and get stuck into doing this console in the Jag. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the ramblings of a crazy man. Yeah.